Hey, I see y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Oh, we gotta turn the volume up.
Oh,
Can you hear us?
yep. I hear you guys loud and clear. Hold on 1 second. I'll turn my camera on. I'm doing illegal things.
Can you see both of us in frame or?
Yeah, y'all good. What's with that blue ass background? Why y'all trying to copy me?
It's our living room.
What the fuck is going on? I'm gonna have to change my lightsaber color. All right.
Here we go.
We went to put the phone on and you fucking broke the phone holder thing.
I broke the Yeah, I broke the stand for my first tripod. Yeah.
Oh man, you guys must be bored as shit to want to talk to me tonight.
Huh?
So y'all must be bored as shit to want to talk to me.
I'm a little faded right now.
Good. That means all the good shit's gonna come up. So go ahead
drink.
and introduce yourselves to the people that don't know who you are.
What?
Introduce yourselves.
I'm Alyssa.
I'm Keon.
Thanks, guys. Welcome.
You're welcome.
So, I've been wanting to get y'all on here and talk to you for a minute because you're like one of the few happy couples I've seen.
Should we hook them up to a speaker or something? How can we do that without echoing?
It might be me.
Shouldn't echo.
What are you eating?
I hear you guys perfectly fine.
It's just like really quiet compared to on my phone.
No, I mean, I don't know. I hear you pretty fine. It's like my voice.
Well, he can hear us, so we just got to pay attention.
Okay.
So, it's all good.
All right. So, how long have y'all been together?
Let me see. It's March. So, March 2022. We've been together for 3 years and about 3 months. It's coming on 3 months. 3 years and 3 months.
Alyssa, is that correct? Because you know
Yes.
we don't know shit about dates.
That was a long time to answer that question.
Yeah, I was trying to make sure the exact date. Because I know we got together
Actually,
in January.
2 months.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Because we got together in January,
Yeah.
but it was late January.
So 3 years and 2 months.
Yeah, so.
All right, 3 years and some months. That's a long ass time, and you're living together. When did you start living together into your relationship? How long were y'all together before you decided to move?
Less than a year.
11 months.
Less than a year. Yeah, 11 months.
Yeah, that didn't work for me. How did it work for you guys?
It wasn't planned like that. It was. Yeah. I mean, like the whole reason, like we even like, I think our relationship, like the whole reason, like we even like got together is because like we kind of talked a lot about our lives before we actually met, and our lives was just so similar that when we finally got together, it kind of just everything kind of just made sense. Every move that we made kind of just seemed like where we planned on going before we even got together. And it kind of just worked out the way it did. So I forgot the original question.
All right, no, that was a great answer. Like, what would you say that you guys established a real friendship before you like got together?
Friendship? I don't know about friendship.
What
like I say before we moved in, yeah. But like before we made the relationship official, like I don't know, because we already said the words "I love you" before we even met. So
what?
Yeah. So
why not bring that back?
Our first date was the day we started dating. Like we literally on our first date declared we were dating, and that was it.
How long were you talking to each other before you met in person?
About About 3 weeks.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no.
About 3 weeks. A little bit over 3 weeks.
Hell fucking no. And y'all made that last for 3 years off of a 3-week introduction?
Yep.
We talked a lot for those 3
We
weeks.
talked a lot in that 3 weeks, yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't even know it was that deep because, Alyssa, we've talked about this before, but you didn't tell me none of this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know none of this. Wow. So y'all niggas basically just met online and said, fuck it. We gonna do this.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's how it happened. You know, like I tell like all my boys like how I got to this point, and it's just like, and I mean, it worked out for us, but I ain't gonna lie. I mean, it's rare.
It's extremely rare.
This type of situation wouldn't happen with anybody. Like,
No.
I wouldn't suggest nobody to move in with somebody less than a year. Knowing them,
I know.
you know, definitely not. But it worked out for us. So
I guess this is silly, but do you guys believe you're soulmates?
I mean, at this point, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like before I met her, I used to always go through phases where I didn't want to be bothered with people, and ever since I've been with her, well, I can't tell her I can't let go of her. That's just so.
That's cute.
I mean,
yeah. I'm about to cry. Fucking adorable. All right, so you guys talk for a few weeks. You start dating, literally off the first time. Then you just move in with each other. Now you're living together. Do you guys find times in the relationship where it's like, maybe I rushed this, maybe we should have took some time? Is the whole living together thing just comfortable and just magical, or do you actually find times where you're like quite aggravated with each other?
You want to say something?
Yeah, we really don't get aggravated with each other. Like, I mean, it is kind of weird because, like, you know, we have friends who are in relationships and they come to us when they're fighting and stuff, and it's just like we don't really fight. Like, living together, I don't know. Like, I mean, it is weird because you think, you know, all these couples are always fighting and stuff, but like we really don't. Like, really, we enjoy all the time we do spend together, you know, and like having our own place is a lot different than like when I used to go to his dad's house. Like, I wasn't allowed to be there when he wasn't there, or like
her grandparents. I could never stay late.
he couldn't come to my grandparents' house. He couldn't stay late. Like, so like us moving in together. I mean, like now we just stay up late playing video games and stuff, and we really don't get sick of each other. I mean,
no, not really.
We don't fight or nothing really. I mean, occasionally dumb little fights, but they last 10 minutes and then we're good.
That's great. That's great. All right. Do you think that the families was accepting of your guys' relationship off the bat?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think our families were, not that they didn't want us to be in a relationship. It's just, you know, when you get into a relationship and it like when you are a single person living with family, you're around family, you do stuff with family. But once you get in a relationship, you don't do those things that you did anymore with your family, or anything. You prioritize this other person over everybody else. And I think everyone feels a certain type of way when that happens, because.
So you think they felt like she was taking you away?
Either, like that with me and her with.
Like my sister.
Yeah.
My sister for the longest would be like, oh, look, I don't like Keon and all this. And I'm like, why? And she's like, because you left me, like, you just left me here alone. And I'm like, well, I had to, like, grow up at some point. But even to this day, though, she still kind of acts like that sometimes. So
Alyssa, coming from the Caucasus Nation, did your family have a problem with you dating a black man?
No, not at all.
Keon, what about your family?
No, not really. I haven't noticed. My family's pretty loving and open, so they're not.
I love Keon's family.
They're not those,
His dad did ask me, like, when we first started dating, like, if my family felt a certain type of way.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But I was like, no, not at all.
Yeah. I mean, because that's something that happens a lot. Like, I've I've dated plenty of white women, and
Yeah.
it's never been super accepting with their family. Even if their family knows me and knows I'm a good guy and everything,
Right.
it's still, I feel like in the back of their head, they kind of wish that their daughter was dating a white guy.
No, I definitely feel that, but I think her family situation, I think they're a little bit more accepting of certain roles, unlike most other people.
Yeah.
So I think it worked out.
Okay, so do you guys find it hard to be an interracial relationship in the world then?
What do you mean? Like, is it weird for us being
Mhm.
it? I don't think it's weird, but I do think like when we're out in public, I do see the faces and
definitely.
the notices. Like even when we go out to this day, even though we have rings on and we dress nice when we go out together most of the time, and just like people still ask, is it one check or two checks? Like, nah, like it's fucking. Come on now.
What?
Like, yeah.
Yeah, like they'll ask us if it's separate checks, even though we're obviously there together.
Wow.
Like
so
obviously with the ring on, just like you just don't.
It's
like,
really weird.
Yeah,
so
you know.
You went out and like a waitress or something to ask you, is this separate?
Yes.
Always. Like
Wow.
almost every time we go out.
Pretty much.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. It happens often.
Wow, that's fucking crazy. And like, does that piss you off?
I mean, I don't know, because I don't know if they're just stupid and they didn't see the rings, or they didn't see that we were obviously a couple, or I mean, I don't know. I mean, it could be a lot of factors, but it annoys me when it happens multiple times in one day.
Yeah.
I would say that. Like if I see it happen more than like once in a day, like I think one day it happened like 3 times where somebody didn't know.
Yeah, by the third time he was like ready to say something. I'm like, it's all right.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, yeah. So other than that, I haven't seen too many problems with it, because like we stay in a predominantly mixed area.
Yeah.
So, but I think like if we, and the more that we travel, the more that we get around, I think it will come into play in the future. But I think just because of our age group, honestly, to where we're around, I think it's a little bit more acceptable.
That group is really multi. Like it's a lot. I mean, to be honest, I think in the next like 20, 30 years, it's gonna be mostly motherfucking mixed people.
Yeah, I think even in the next 10 or 20, I think like our grandparents are like the generation, like once they're gone, like I think it'll be a lot different.
Yeah. So Keon, at least from my experience, I've had those black women that are like, why aren't you dating a black woman? Type of conversations. Do you ever run across that?
I haven't had that. Really? At least I don't. Have I? I don't think.
Watch videos about it.
Personally, I don't think I've had that yet.
Mm-hmm.
I've had no, I have. I personally haven't experienced it yet.
Okay.
But I have noticed that that does happen quite often with like black males. They always say, "Why are you not dating a black queen?" and all this, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I asked that question because I literally got asked that question today by some girl I'm talking to, and she's black, and she's just like, I've noticed you dated a few white girls. Why haven't you dated as many black women? And I'm literally telling her, I'm talking to you now. Why are you worried about that? And my area is fucking Belleville and Ann Arbor and shit. It's nothing but white people out here. And that. So, but do you ever I guess I've been attempted to be guilted into feeling like I'm a traitor. And I'm just wondering if I'm the only person that ever felt like that way. I don't feel that way, but people try to make me feel that way when they see me with a white woman.
I don't even know. It's probably gonna sound wrong, like with me saying this, but I have nothing against black women, but I've never seen myself truly being with a black woman, like in a serious way.
Why is that?
To be honest, they never liked me. to be honest, like overall, like as I grew up in school and me being into the stuff that I'm into, like I'm into anime, video games, and stuff like that, and just like, and my personality, like just the way that I am, like I'm, like my family says, I'm the whitest black guy they know. Like I love rock and roll, like I love rock, I love metal.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like my songs. I don't think I love it, but I have songs like every genre.
I mean, I love it. Like you will see me listening to stuff like that more than any of the hip hop stuff. Like, and I talk very proper. I don't speak like a normal person from Detroit.
Yeah,
as you would say. I'm pretty sure you know what I mean. You've been in the city.
I know. Look, Keanu, to be honest, I relate with you way more than you think.
Yeah.
Like I've been told I talk white because I'm proper, but that was just my mother preparing me for the world. If I'm doing a phone interview, I don't want you to know I'm black over the phone, so you can't prejudge me.
Right.
So I speak proper. I speak in a certain dialect because I want to be taken seriously. Now I can ghetto it up whenever the fuck I want to, but that's being comfortable. But there's a time and a place for all of that. So I completely understand what you're saying, and especially with the black women thing. I didn't start getting attention from black women. I'm 32, dog. Like for real. I don't think I really started getting attention from black women until I was like 28. For real.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I don't know if they just got old and figured like now I'll fuck with Josh. But like before, I couldn't, and I loved black women, especially in high school. But they was not giving me no fucking time.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's
play.
Yeah.
And it was for the same shit. I was fucking nerdy. I wanted to just go home and watch Dragon Ball Z. I didn't have the fucking freshest clothes. I wasn't wearing jerseys and Jordans every day. I was just a normal nigga that did normal shit. And they was not fucking with that.
Yeah, and and that's like another thing too, because like I'm not. I mean, I'm still young. I'm only 23, so I still have a lot more growing to do. But like, I got to where I'm at in life by like not caring about certain things. Like I don't prioritize. I'm not materialistic. I'm not a materialistic person at all. Like you would never catch me with a pair of shoes that cost more than $120. Like, like unless I need some new boots, like some Timberlands or something. Yeah. But like other than that, like unless it's like winter boots, you won't catch me with nothing super expensive. Like I don't care about stuff like that. As long as the clothes fit and they ain't got holes in them, I'm all good. I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna wear it proud. I'm gonna be all right. Like, but like you know what I mean. Like I was never a very flashy type of guy. So so like I said, like. And I hate to say it, like all the black women that I've seen or that I've dated or seen around, it's like they prioritize other things that I wasn't prioritizing. Right. So I might talk to them for like a little bit, but I really would never get no time of day. Yeah, it would never be nothing serious, you know, unless it either, and it would be something serious if they like got the time to know me, realize that I had a couple dollars. Right. But other than that, it would never become more than that unless I use money to, you know what I mean? Like I didn't want to. Let me say, it's not that I don't like black women. Yeah, because obviously I'm with a white woman, and that's who I chose.
You kind of sounded like Uncle Ruckus just a little bit right now.
Yeah, I know, right? I know, but like, no, but like seriously though, but like I've always wanted a white woman though.
What?
I just did. I've always did.
Is it like because of slavery and you like I just want to fuck a white chick to get back from my ancestors? Because that's how it started for me.
No, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I always just wanted somebody who had an accent.
White people ain't got no accent.
Hey, that's the thing though. When I was younger,
that's the wrong white.
That's the thing though. Like when I was younger, this is what I'm saying. Like this is what I thought of when I was a kid. Like I never really thought about it much when I got older. When I got older, I really just prioritized like who's going to like talk to me and get to know me. Yeah. And like because like what matters most, like as far as like choosing a partner, is are we compatible? Yeah. And not like are we compatible as in do we have the same interests or do I like this? It's like can we get along with one another on a day-to-day basis, which is us. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like because like we have like different taste of music, different Are you crying?
It's cute.
Different taste. Like
It's
we
cute.
can have different tastes in music, different tastes in clothes or and lifestyles, but like if we can't tolerate being around each other for a long period of time, then without annoying each other, then it's just no point.
Yeah.
I got a question. Let's say shit was mixed up, right? Because I kind of just went through this, so I'm asking you. Let's say you love the girl you're with. You love Alyssa, like you love her to death. Like that's your soulmate. But her family is still kind of bigoted and you feel uncomfortable around them. Do you think that relationship would have worked this long?
If it what?
If your family was a bigot.
Like let's
they call
just
me
say
the
like
N-word.
let's say they wasn't
like
like full blown racists, but they still had their values and they're kind of pro certain things, and they still leaned a certain way that wasn't really on the black side, but they wasn't full blown racist.
But no, I guess that would have depended on how she reacted to it.
What like, if she acted oblivious to it, like she just didn't even see it or notice it?
If she didn't, I say if it was an issue, obviously we noticed stuff like that pretty quick.
Yeah.
But like if she
he said if I was oblivious to it.
If you were oblivious to it, then I would have to tell you. Yeah. But if you like wouldn't, if your family was the issue, I will let you know. Mm-hmm. But if you were still the more support of your family, even though I told you that they did that and that's how they made me feel, you didn't care to say nothing to them or anything about that, then I will have to leave you because I just can't. Right. I'm not dealing with it.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, no, I like I said, I'm projecting my own issues on you guys.
Yeah. I feel like
no, at that point I would like totally understand too, because for me not to say anything or stand up for that, I feel like that's kind of a way of saying I'm just like them. So
Alyssa, I have a question for you.
Oh God, okay.
The 1800s starting to kick in. All right. So, and this is gonna sound fucking weird, but there is an over-sexualized stigma on black men that a lot of white women tend to have. Do you think you fell victim to that even a little bit? Do you understand what I'm saying? Keon, you know what the fuck I'm saying.
What does he say?
You know what I'm saying.
You know what you're saying.
She know what the fuck I'm saying.
Victim of it? What is that? I don't understand.
Okay, have you? It's just the thing.
Did you fantasize about black men before prior to getting with me, and then when we got together, did you like me more just for being black?
Oh, so yes, I did fall victim to that. I'm not gonna lie. But no, I didn't I don't think I liked him more because I'm not gonna lie. Maybe though. I don't know, because I've never thought about this. So I'm thinking about it while I'm saying it. So I guess maybe I did like him a little more because of that, but I mean obviously there's plenty of other reasons.
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but it just happens to be a thing that I think there's a high percentage of white women that over-sexualize black men and have this fantasy of just this big
I've
man
definitely seen that and I agree. Yeah, no, I've definitely seen that and I do agree that there is. And I mean, the other guy I've only dated one other guy and he was black, but yeah.
Okay, like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. These are just questions I've always wanted to ask, and I can ask you. Keon, same question for you. Do you think that how do I put it? It's a little different. With Alyssa, it was more of a fantasy type of thing that they have. With black men, I think that they try to say that we date white women because they're either submissive or easy. Do you think that's a real thing?
I do think it's real.
Yeah.
I do think it's real, but like I said, we got to this point from a lot of reasons other than just that. But like I said, when I was looking for her, like when I was dating, and then when I found her, like none of that was on my mind.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like it wasn't on my mind when I was dating. It was just like, oh yeah, I finally found me a white woman. This gonna be easy. Like, you know, like that wasn't like on my mind. But
yeah.
I guess it does play a role. But I do feel like it all depends. Obviously, everything depends on the actual individual. But overall, I mean, I hate to say it, but I do feel like I feel, just from what I've noticed from the people around me, I do feel like white women are more cooperative than black women. I can say that from what I've seen. Just from what I've seen and what I've experienced from people that I know. I don't know about the whole grand scale of things, but
when you say cooperative, do you mean as far as like understanding and less argumentative, or are you meaning they just easier to get along with?
I would say a little bit of both. No, I will honestly say a little bit of both in that regards.
Okay, I'm gonna push back on you a little bit.
And like I said, this is me speaking from what I've seen, the people that I've been around. I'm not saying everybody is like that. Yeah. But it's just the certain people that I know, that I've been around, I can see like, wow, like if you were just, but like if you were, see, it's so weird saying it like that, because I'm not trying to say, I'm not trying to make black women seem like the worst.
No, you're being honest, and like I said, I completely understand what you're saying.
Yeah, you know, like I said, like I'm not trying to make it seem like the worst, but also like I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but all I'm saying is like I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I don't let you ask the question. Well, no, it's not that, because it's one of those things that get thrown around quite often.
No, I know.
But like,
all right, let's move on. Let's move on. We'll come back to that later.
Yeah.
3 years and some months deep into the relationship, you guys are now living together. You don't have no fucking kids, so it's just going to work and coming home, right? So what do you do to keep the relationship interesting?
I feel like we always focus on our next move.
What does that mean?
Like setting up our plans.
Or we plan our life out accordingly.
And we work around that to get there. Yeah.
So like when we first got together, you know, we didn't have a place to stay together. We always had to go over each other places and then deal with family's rules on far as how we could see each other.
Right.
And literally a couple months in, we told ourselves like next year we're gonna be sleeping together and waking up together. And next year
we did that.
We did.
And
we ended up doing that.
We moved in. We moved in.
It was our first year. Like we just moved in together. We're official adults now. We have to take care of ourselves. We told ourselves this year we're gonna make sure that we don't have to go homeless, and we're gonna figure this out. Right. And that first year was really just about staying above water and figuring out how to live as an adult, because we never done this before. Yeah. Like, you know, we never paid bills. We never had to pay you know what I mean? Like we never had to adult. Until
you're still young, like you're still figuring out so much. But I guess I'm proud of y'all, to be honest, because the fact that you've been together for 3 years, living together, cohabitating together, and you both seem very genuinely about each other, and that is a rarity,
right?
And almost rare times too, because you're so young. These are the stages in your life that honestly you should be doing what you want to do. Most people my age want what you have now.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and you know, like, you know, you're not the first person to tell us something like this.
Yeah, I believe it.
Like a lot of people tell us like, wow, like you guys have like a great relationship. Like they always say like, you don't get tired of each other. Like you always around, like you don't hate each other. Like you don't get like, and then they always say, oh, I can never do that. Like I can never be around my person all the time. They just, ugh. And I'm like, okay, like why would you say that about your partner?
Yeah, like I've never felt
like I don't.
any woman I've been with, I was around them too long. It's always been a good love relationship. It just ends up going bad. But like with you guys being so young, do you? How do I put it? By you being so young, are you looking forward to the future, or are you just preparing for the future?
You can go first.
I think a little bit of both. I think we're looking forward to it, but also preparing for it. I guess, like, you know, like you said, like our life really wasn't the best, and ours were both pretty similar. So like, right then and there, we kind of already set up for ourselves like what we didn't want to grow up and do.
Right.
Like, we didn't want to have kids without a good job and a good house and in debt. We didn't want to, you know, be in debt at all, and we were already like when we moved out on our own set up in debt from family, like
Right.
so it was like that was our first goal, was to get out of debt, and we're almost there, you know. And like I said, we have our apartment and stuff, but I mean, I think you always have to plan, but you also have to build that future too, build based on what each other wants.
Yeah. So you're engaged.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why?
It just seemed like the next step.
Do it seem like Keon, did you ask her to marry you because it felt like the manly thing to do?
I did it because I did it because I wanted to give her a ring.
Right.
That's why I did it. I did it so I can do something for her.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the main thing. Like, I still don't. I married. I am proposed to her because I knew that she was the one that I was going to be with.
Right.
For a certain, like, obviously, like at this point, I feel like if we were going to break up or a video like that, I feel like it would already happen.
Right.
Like, I definitely would have felt that. Like,
right.
Yeah, but like I did it. One, because I wanted to give her a ring for her birthday,
mm-hmm.
And then two, I felt like I was ready to make that next step and let everybody know that like this is mine. Like I'm officially claiming this one. Like this is my woman, and I mean, that's my partner.
Were you scared? Did you have like how long did it take you to get prepared to ask her that? Like how long were you already thinking about asking her to marry you before you just finally did it, or was it just something like, you know what, I want to marry her?
Like I'd say about 4 months.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it for like 4 months.
Did you go back and forth with it?
I never really, like, I knew I was gonna do it.
Yeah.
But like I told myself, like, when do I wanted to do it? That was really, it wasn't a matter of if, it was like a matter of when or how. It was really a matter of when or how. Because like I said, like if I'm not the type of person that really want to waste my time.
Yeah.
So like if I knew this relationship wasn't gonna go past the point of marriage, I would have ended this at year 2.
But do you think that marriage is that important? Because I feel like marriage complicates relationships so much if it doesn't go right. Now
Marriage,
that divorce shit.
I feel like it all depends on why you're in a relationship. I feel like people need to date for like you need to date somebody that's on the same page as you.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we started talking, we told ourselves that we wanted to only have one person, be with one person, go to sleep, mess with, sleep with that one person for over and over, marry one person, and just have that, like that simple, like get married young, have a family.
But hold on, was that something that you guys just naturally felt, or did you see that growing up?
No. Definitely didn't see that. That was the problem. I did not see that at all. Really? Like I never saw that growing up.
My parents split up when they were never even married.
My parents never married either.
My parents split up when I was 8 after they had my sister. My sister was 3 at that time, but they had been like fighting and, I mean, they shouldn't have even had my sister, basically.
Right.
Like they were already in a bad place before they had my sister. My mom got pregnant. We moved. and then they ended up breaking up. Like I said, when I was 8.
So you didn't even have like examples of it. This is just a natural thing.
Yeah.
See, like I didn't have examples of it, and I think that's why we ended up wanting it, because it was just like, this is what I wanted,
right?
As a
kid, and just like, because like, you know, like you see it on TV, you see it on the cartoons and all that, you know, the married couple, the happy life, and
your
just
friends.
like,
I mean,
you know, like that's what I. And that's what I always dreamt
most of my
of when I was
friends
younger.
didn't last. None like I think maybe one of my friends actually got married and it lasted. I have seen every relationship around me crumble and fail at least once.
Yeah, I was talking about like, you know, like your friend's parents, like being together, like the happy life of having brothers and sisters and a whole family and taking trips to Florida together. Like I never went on a family vacation growing up.
Shit, me neither.
Yeah, like never went on a family vacation. Like I swear to God, I knew the whole fucking police department because they were always at my house because my mom was beating on my dad. Like it was, I mean, yeah, like it was never. So I guess like that kind of, you know, like, and then when I moved in with my grandparents, like just seeing how happy they were together and stuff, it's like, wow, you can actually be happy and successful.
You think that might be, it's fucked up because I feel like our grandparents' generation are so dumb, but they had it so right.
Yeah.
Like they might not have the politically correct views on today,
right.
But as far as establishing something and being cemented in it, they had that shit.
Yeah, I agree. My grandparents have been together 62 years. They've been together since they were 14.
Goddamn.
Yeah, and they were 14. They got married at 18. Had kids at 21. They both went to college. Like, I mean, yeah, right. I hate their political views. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
They're straight Roman Catholics, so it's like,
yeah, you know, a certain way of thinking about everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I feel. I mean, you know, it also depends on the time because, like, I mean, let's just be real. They grew up in a way different time than we grew up.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, you know, it is what it is.
Right.
You know,
I mean, let's be honest. If we grew up in the time our grandparents grew up, we probably would have been racist too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we grew up during that, like, you know, it's just.
Well, it's funny though, because like my mom's mom is racist. No doubt.
Yeah.
My dad's mom is like, I don't like nothing, like not racist at all.
How does your grandma feel about you being with a Negro?
My mom's mom has never said anything to me really about it. She's made comments that people have said she's racist, and she kind of, I don't know, she kind of like throws it sometimes. Like she bought Keon like a Rosa Parks shirt, and then
I ain't gonna lie, it was a nice shirt.
No,
but it was like weird. And then she bought something else. I forget. There was something else she bought, and it was like, oh, because of Keon or something. And I'm just like.
But do you think she was doing it to be nice and just understand, and she just didn't know that we don't walk around thinking about Rosa Parks every day?
No, she definitely bought it because he's black. Like that's the reason why she bought it for him. So it's like just kind of weird to me. Like, why did you why? Like, just at the end of the day, why did you do that? You know.
So hopefully your grandmother's still alive by the time you have kids. If you have kids, do you want your kids to be a part of her life, knowing that how she feels about people like Kia?
So it's crazy because my cousin had 3 kids with a white guy, right? They didn't work out, so she had a kid with a mixed guy. My grandma does not even acknowledge that baby.
Ooh.
Because she thinks that if you have a kid with a black person, you're taking them away from their culture.
In a way, yeah.
In a way, I agree, but in a way, it doesn't have to be that way either.
It doesn't, no.
You know, so, like, for her to just not acknowledge that kid out of 4 of them, like, that's horrible.
It is. So do you think if you had kids, you would even bother introducing them to grandma?
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, like, she hasn't ever You know what I mean? Like, there's a couple things, but she has never, like, really been, like, you know, like, I hate that you're with the black guy or, you know, but there was another, when I started dating Kiana, I was in school, and she, like, basically told me, like, you better not get pregnant by him, or
there we go.
Like, she made some comment, like, if you got pregnant by him and you didn't go to school, like, she thought that was what was going to happen, was I was going to quit school, get pregnant, and that's what was going to happen, and drop out.
Kiana, how did that make you feel, knowing that, like, if you had children with Alyssa, that her grandparents wouldn't even acknowledge them?
I felt a little hurt by that, honestly, not gonna lie. Because it's just, I mean, I feel like if you can't even accept your grandchildren, which would basically be your own flesh and blood, like, how can you even accept me?
Right.
Like, why are you, how can you even accept your own granddaughter if you can't accept the fact that she's dating me? If you can't accept her kids, then it's just like,
deep down, they probably don't. They're just putting up with it.
Right.
Yeah, but, you know, that's just like, that's one thing that I could never, like, really handle. Like, once I decided that Alyssa is, like, my main woman, like, this is my person who I have to take care of.
You said your main woman, like, you got
yeah,
this is my main thing.
Josh, you're a little high still, okay?
This is my main one.
Number one
this
man.
is my number one woman. I don't care about my 2, 3, or 4. But this was the one.
I'm dead.
This is my main thing.
But you know, like, once I decided that she's, like, the one for me, like, this is my partner, like, I care more about her than I do myself at this point. Like, that's where I'm at right now, as far as, like, us. Like, if we go out in public and somebody says something about me, it doesn't matter to me, because it's whatever. But if you say something about her, I immediately go to 10.
Right.
It literally just, like, gets me that hot.
Question.
That quick. Like, I don't let nobody in my family disrespect her. Because if you disrespect her, you disrespect me. And I let that be known to anybody immediately. I've said something, like, I had issues with my sister, my mother, and my brother about them saying something about her. And I had to check them on immediately. And then immediately we fell out for a bit. And then eventually, after time goes on, you know, they apologize, things go their way, you know, it's all good. But, like, I can't let that slide.
Right.
You know what I mean? I hate disrespect. Like, if you disrespect her, you disrespect me. And I don't tolerate disrespect. Right. Not for my family. Like, it's just.
Question. Yeah. Keon, you said that you put her above you.
Yes.
I feel like I fell victim to that a lot of times in my past, from caring about my women more than I care about myself, and eventually losing myself in the relationship, and then we're both just unhappy. Do you think that you're at a high enough mental strength to put her so high? Do you think that it's possible that you loving her so much, you might be taken away from you?
Well, and I feel like I did, but I also feel like that's another part of being in a relationship. You have to realize that before we got together, it was just me. All I had to care about was me.
Right.
So I did for me every single day, because it's easy. Like, it's me. I wake up, I know what I'm going to eat today. I ain't got to ask nobody what we're going to eat today, because I know what I'm going to eat. Right. I know what I'm going to eat. I know what I'm going to do. I don't got to ask nobody what to do, because I'm already doing it. Exactly. But once she's in my life, once she got in my life, I had to evolve her. And once we got to the point where we're sharing bank accounts of money, I can't just go out and spend $200 on a night out with the boys without talking to her. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I can't just make my own moves. So, yeah, in a way, it did affect that. It did, because before her, my breakfast, like, I'll wake up, eat breakfast, be like a potato and egg, and then later in the day, I'll just, like, you know what I mean? Like, I already had my schedule, my life, and what I was going to do every single day.
Yeah, all you had to worry about was yourself, so it's easy. It's definitely easier. But
yeah, so, you know, like, but yeah, so, like, I did lose a little bit of what, like, who's Keon? Like, what did I, like, who was I before this? Like, what was I doing like before you? And I kind of been thinking about that these past couple of days, honestly. Yeah. But like I said, I mean, like I said, we're in a good place. We talk about this stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, I was like, like I want to get back to doing what Keon was doing before we met, or like I don't want to go back to that old person.
Yeah.
But I want to go back doing the things that I loved.
Yeah.
Like, more to get back to me, like my roots, like my personal roots, because I feel like I strayed away from it.
Yeah, you have to do that.
Yeah.
If you don't, it's only going to hurt yourself, which was going to end up you hurting her.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
exactly. So yeah, we definitely talked about that.
Do you guys battle with insecurity in your relationship? And do you think that it's going to last the test of time, knowing that there's still things that you guys are both battling with yourself that you haven't conquered yet?
You go first.
For example, I have a lot of mental things going on in my head from past traumas from when I was a child, and I was in a fire when I was a kid, and shit like that I never dealt with. I kind of just pushed away. And then trying to be in a relationship and trying to be so much for this person while burying those demons that I have, they're going to come up. And they're going to come up when you don't want it to come up. Or they're going to come up at times that you don't know how to deal with because you never dealt with your own shit before you got with this person. So now you're putting that on this person. And not to say you guys have had that problem yet, but I'm asking, do you have demons within yourself that you feel like you still have to figure out before you really give all to this person?
You have to.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah. Definitely. I feel like before I got with Alyssa, I was in a relationship, and then like I stopped. That relationship ended. So then like I was single for like a couple years. Like, let me see, like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was single for like 2 years. Like that's when after that last relationship ended, I took a break from relationships in total and just worked on myself for 2 years.
2 years?
I worked on myself 2 years, not talking to nobody.
Were you fucking?
No. When I say 2 years, I didn't talk to nobody. Like I took a 2-year break from everything.
Really?
Because the way that relationship ended, it really like left an impact on me to where the point where I was still thinking about that person. For those 2 years, I didn't talk to anybody. I still thought about that person.
Mm.
So I couldn't even talk to nobody else. Like, how can I talk to you when I'm still thinking about this person from 2 years ago?
What was it about that person that had you so stuck for 2 years?
Well, this was, like I said, like, I'm only 23.
Yeah, so
and I've been with her for 2 years. So I was young.
Young love.
Yeah, I was young. Young.
Yeah, young
and
love.
I felt like I needed somebody to. I needed somebody. I just needed somebody, But then when I lost that person, it felt like I had to find myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a lost soul out here, but like I had to take those 2 years off to really just think about me.
So in those 2 years, did you battle those demons, or do you still have them?
I feel like those 2 years I conquered it. I got over it, but then once we got together, I didn't think about it. But then, since we've been together, shit didn't happen that brought us closer. Right. But I'm dealing with that shit that happened. And now I'm trying to it kind of brought back old personality traits that old me had. Because I wasn't, to be honest with you, I haven't had a strong mind for most of my life. Most of my life, I've been very weak-minded.
What do you mean?
I mean, I haven't had a strong will to do the things
I
that
don't
I
get that
want to
from you.
do.
I don't
Like
feel that from you at all.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I don't feel that from you at all.
I know. That's what.
Because you're very charismatic. You mean what you say. So I feel like that for a person to be able to have those type of traits, they have to have a good understanding of who they are, and even like a little bit of an ego.
Yeah, like that's another crazy thing too, because she says like I'm like a really nice person and all that in the public, but like I always feel like I'm not a nice guy for some reason. But
he is so like he'll make friends with anybody. Like my grandma is like my other grandma, my dad's mom.
Yeah,
loves Keon. Like she'll ask me first about him than me. Like
yeah.
he does. He can make a friend and nowhere at any time. Like I said, like he's just outgoing, but he doesn't see that. Like he really thinks like he's mean and like all this shit, and I'm like, no, like
Nigga, you are cuddling a cat right now.
Huh?
He's cuddling a cat right now.
I know.
It don't get no nicer than that.
Right.
But like I don't know, like I feel like, and I don't know if I feel like this now. Like obviously, like like when I said like I had a weak mind, I mean like I remember I was in high school, and this is like high school, so it wasn't that long ago. Because I've only been in high school for
like
5 years.
Yeah, yeah.
And I still remember like when I was in high school that like if we went out to like a Walmart or something, I would be nervous to ask somebody where something was at. Like I used to be like scared and timid like that almost.
Why?
Like I don't know if that a good explanation, but like that's just how scary and wary. Like I don't even know if I'm using the right words.
No,
but,
you're like, did you feel that way just because you didn't want to intimidate people, or were you actually just shy?
I felt like I wasn't confident in myself during those times.
Mm-hmm.
But then I would say like deep down inside I always knew that I kind of had that problem. Mm-hmm. So then like I ended up joining the football team, and then that kind of toughened me up and got me prepared for certain things.
Yeah.
And then after that I kind of developed a stronger will, a certain traits, and then it kind of just grew from there. But then, and that was just me being a solo like a person. But then once we bring relationships into it, because like a guy is like is himself when he's like by himself. Yeah. But once you get relationships involved, it's a different type of dynamic.
Oh yeah,
like you know what I mean. Like you can't be the same guy.
Right.
When you're in a relationship, when you're not in a relationship, you know what I mean? Like when you go around your girl, you act a certain way. But when you're not around her, you can you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So like the whole love aspect of things, that was the one thing that I haven't worked on. Mm-hmm. So I had to work on that. And what was the question?
Bro, I don't know. You just kept going. But
what was the question?
But
I'm gonna just keep on going.
Question. I'm
just, anyways, like so, like.
What's mental?
The mental thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after I broke up with that person, or we stopped talking, and all I thought about was them, I had to focus on myself. But I realized like I just had to get my mind into a certain place where it was ready to handle the emotional stuff that comes with a relationship, which I wasn't prepared for that first time.
Alyssa.
Yep.
Do you feel like you're still battling demons within yourself right now?
Yeah. And I know Keon notices that because he'll point it out sometimes, like that we need to work on it. Like whenever, like sometimes I'll just say stuff like I'm so stupid, or I'll say something. He's like, "Why do you say that to yourself? Like that's like horrible. Like you're not stupid, you know?" Or like, I just don't like how I look sometimes, so I'll be like, real insecure. And he's like, we really got to work on your insecurities because, like, it's not true. Like, he just, like, he recognizes when, like, I think he recognizes a lot of them, too. Like, because I got sick in high school and I gained a lot of weight. And, like, I can't help that. Like, I've been to the doctor, like, they're like, we don't really know how you can lose weight. Like, you have a, health issue that's preventing you. And no matter what, though, like, he's always like, we're going to lose weight. We're going to, we're going to get you to how you want to look. And, I mean, no matter what, like, he's always been a big support. So, like, before I moved out, like, it was really bad. Like, living with my grandparents, my mental was definitely, like, down. Like, they would say stuff to me all the time about my weight, and it was just, like, once I moved out, like, I feel like, I was going to therapy for depression. I was taking depression medication. Once I moved out with Kian, like, I'm not on any medication. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't need any of that. The only reason why I needed that stuff was because of people I was around. Once I deleted them not deleted them, but removed myself from that situation, like, it was like I was a whole new person. Like, my mind frame, that was where the toxicity was getting bad. Like, living with my grandparents and putting myself around family who, again, would make comments about my weight when it's like, I didn't choose this, or I didn't want this. Like, I was athletic as a kid in middle school even, and I literally got sick freshman year of high school, and that's why I gained weight. Like, I didn't control that. It's not because I chose to gain weight or eat crappy all the time. Like, it's just, it was crazy because that was where a lot of the mental came in. Even high school, like, I was bullied because I was bigger. Like, I went to Canton schools, so it's like, being around someone who doesn't criticize what I eat or, like, stops me from saying that stuff. Like, it's totally different.
Do you think that your insecurities could push him away one day?
I don't think so, because like I said, we kind of both have insecurities, and we're both trying to help each other with them and, like, motivate each other to do stuff. Like, we work out together. We gotta eat meals together now, so we try to cook healthier meals together, or, like, we push each other to drink water every day. Like, I feel like a lot of our insecurities and stuff actually brought us closer because it made us be able to set goals together that we can accomplish together.
So it's almost like, which is amazing, you guys found each other and decided to help heal each other and love each other forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. That really is amazing. So I'm really happy for y'all. That's amazing.
Yeah, like when we first met, like, I mean, when we first matched, because did she tell you how we met?
You
don't know how we met?
I thought I told you. We met on Tinder.
Man, Tinder?
Yeah.
Did you pay for it?
No. Hell no.
I ain't pay for the likes.
I'm afraid to go on Tinder. I feel like I'll see my ex and then I got swiped left. I don't want to do that.
Tinder was only weird when you saw people from high school.
Yeah, right.
That shit is super weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like when we first started talking, like, I honestly didn't think it was gonna last a couple days. And as you see, it's been 3 years and some months, so it lasted longer than I thought.
Even to this day, we're, like, amazed at how long. I mean, even to this day, it's still amazing to us because it's like, it feels like we've been together way longer, but it's really only been 3 years.
That's a long time.
Been through so much shit and done so much shit together. Like, it's just crazy to think about.
That's a long time. 3 years ain't nothing to laugh at. Like, that's 3 fucking years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 3 years during a pandemic. Y'all was together during COVID.
Yeah, we had Corona together.
Yeah.
How was that, dating during COVID?
Well, I think
having to be around each other even more because everything was fucking closed.
I think it didn't bother us that much because, like I said, that was our first. COVID happened the year that we first moved in together.
Wow.
So
yeah, so
it was more about like not about being together. It was about how we gonna pay these bills. We just started living.
Yeah,
like we just
it was
like
bad.
we didn't even know how to do
Yeah,
certain things. So we was more figuring out how to live while everybody else was worried about COVID. All like
yeah, we worked.
we was not thinking about that
together through COVID.
Yeah, yeah.
So we worked together and lived together, and like you said, like just trying to figure out how to pay bills. I mean, we worked the whole pandemic. Like
and the one thing I gotta say, like COVID really did change a lot. Like as far as like how day-to-day stuff is done and stuff, kind of just but like well, COVID really kind of messed us up because you know how we was just talking about the weight thing?
Yeah.
So like when we first got together, I was very slim. Like compared to where I'm at now.
Okay.
And but it was just like but then, like I said, when I was eating by myself, I ate, whatever I wanted. It wasn't really my cat is scratching my foot. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Stop. Let go. Okay. I'll play with you in a minute. I'll play with you in a minute. I don't know where your toy is.
But yeah,
so like anyways, so we started what was I saying about COVID?
We started COVID.
COVID, we
you were saying how everything started with COVID. Like you guys moved in.
Oh yeah. So
okay, so we started.
We moved in here.
So no. I remember now. So when we first met, I was slimmer, but then when we got together, I got that. Oh, we just got together type of weight. Let's go eat out. Let's go do this and all that type of way. So I gained more weight because I was doing more stuff, eating other stuff because I didn't, So gained weight from being together. It's all good. I hear that's actually a common thing that happens when you get in a relationship. You gain weight because you're.
It's called happy weight.
Yeah. Definitely happy, but so once we moved in together, like I said, COVID happened the year that we moved in together. So we moved in to our place in the beginning of the year. So it's the beginning of the year, and we just moved in. We finally getting things settled to figuring out this day-to-day life stuff. And he was like, all right, so let's like third month, let's start working out. Let's get back to what we used to do, before COVID. Not before COVID, but, when we first met. Mm-hmm. Like, let's get back to working out, doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
We were going to the gym, eating right, working out for 3 weeks straight. 3 weeks straight, we didn't eat out. Mm-hmm. We cooked all our meals, worked out all those every day that we said we would. It was going good. And then COVID happened.
Gym shut down.
Everything shut down.
Mm-hmm.
We all stuck inside.
Working
we can't
overtime.
do stuff, working more than normal now because there ain't nothing else to do.
Right.
And then gained a lot of weight.
No, I
it's just
that COVID weight.
Yeah.
Is real.
Yeah.
Yeah, that COVID weight, we gained a lot more weight, and it was just like it's crazy because like we
were doing so good.
We were doing so good for so long, and it was just like if COVID didn't happen, I don't even know where we would be.
Yeah.
Right.
Like honestly, it was just crazy. So, but ever since that happened, we've been trying to work that back into our schedule. So ever since COVID happened till now, we still trying to figure things out because, like we said, COVID kind of changed,
which is hard because honestly, the world is just starting to get back to normal. Like a year ago, like
right.
Shit still ain't the same.
No,
yeah, it's not.
I mean, we keep having all these fucking random pop-ups and flares and other shit. So I definitely get that. Do you guys think that now that you've established how you feel with each other and you know what you're doing, you're engaged, are you ready to have kids?
No, definitely not.
No,
I have a friend who's younger than me, and he just had a kid, and I'm seeing how he's living life. I'm like, I don't want to deal with that.
Mm-mm.
I don't want to deal with
if
that.
we do have kids, it's an if. It would be at least 3 years until we even thought about that.
So, can I ask you guys a question? Alyssa, we talked about this once. Remember I was telling you about some of the issues I was going with my ex as far as like our sex life and stuff?
Yeah.
I guess this is more of a question for Keon. Is sex a big part of your relationship?
100%. 100%.
Do you feel if she held out, you could stay with her?
No, not at all. Absolutely not. No, like I'm serious. Like there's
I
there's
agree.
no way.
I agree completely. Trust me.
Like if we're and I hate to say this, like if we're in a relationship and if you're the only person I'm supposed to be having sex with,
right?
I need the access
All the
whenever.
time.
I need the access whenever.
Anytime.
And exactly, I need it whatever. Because if
I need to be able to just put my finger in your butt.
Yeah, what? I don't know about finger in the butt.
No, what I'm saying, like the access to something that's yours should be open. I'm not saying she just has to bust it open anytime you fucking say so, but it shouldn't be a fucking conversation or argument when you want to get some.
No, it definitely shouldn't. Like, and I feel like that's another part of the relationship. Is like, if you don't really like me, then you won't let me get it whenever, or something like that. Because like I said, like it doesn't have to be like I said now, do it now type of thing. But it shouldn't be much of a conversation, more of a
or this comes before it type of ordeal. Like I think that's just as important, like almost just as important as communication in a relationship. Like I mean, I feel like it is. I mean, yeah.
I completely agree. Like I said, I've been in love with somebody that didn't really want to have sex. And that shit is fucking infuriating. Like it makes you feel adequate as a person, like something's wrong with you.
Right.
No, yeah, it's definitely weird because like I don't know. Like it would bother me. It would most definitely bother me because it's just like if I can't get it from you, then what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Right.
And as a grown man, like I said, let's just be honest, like we were all teenagers. Like the hand can only get you so far.
It's only so
because it can only get you so far before you start losing your mind. Like it's just certain things just don't work no more. And once we get in a relationship, I expect it. Like you can't just, and like I said, it's more than like, and this is why I feel like if you withheld it from somebody, that means you don't really love them as much because it's not. It's more of just. It's not just fucking. It's making love.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's not just put it in, put it out. Just make it dirty, nasty. Like
just say you guys had kids though.
Yeah,
it would be a little bit more difficult
if we had kids.
Yeah,
it probably would.
It would.
Like I never had a kid, so I don't know, but I can definitely see kids changing it up.
Yeah, definitely.
I can definitely see that.
I mean, the cats are even an issue sometimes. So,
man, I had a cat once, and that motherfucker made me feel uncomfortable to masturbate. I'd be trying to jack off, and he'd be making like the fucking cat would be looking at me, and I'm trying to do my thing, and like he's making eye contact with me, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Like he's just staring at me, like I have to stop now or kick you off. So
they start rubbing your leg, and you like
like so. It's even worse when you got fucking kids running around and shit like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And especially if you have a damn baby, I mean, you can't just leave that motherfucker anywhere. So
you can't. So is kids just not in the cards, or is that just
not right? Not in the future for sure.
Yeah.
But right now, no. Not even thought of. Not even thinking it.
It's more than just. I mean, it's the financial stability. It's the housing situation. You know what I mean? Like, we are nowhere prepared or comfortable to have a kid right now.
Do you feel like having a kid in this climate of where the world is even healthy?
I feel like it is if your home is established. I feel like it is, but if it's not, then no. I feel like you need to have your home put together, like, and I even like put together as in like having like a big house. Like you could just have like a normal size home. Like you could just have a home, have the mom, have the father, and be in a good place together, and then be ready to have a kid. Like I feel like, and then also be established in your careers.
Keon,
as well. Rather that's
believe...
just the man working or the man and the woman working, but you guys need to be on the same page on where you want to be before you have a kid.
And have money to support that kid and still support yourself in the house.
That's what I was going to ask you, Keon. Do you think do you have those traditional values of like, if Alyssa becomes pregnant, then she just stays at home and takes care of the kids, and you just pay all the bills and come home angry?
You said would I come home angry?
Probably.
No, I wouldn't come home. Or I wouldn't plan on home angry.
But I'm just saying, do you believe in that traditional? The man takes care of the house, the woman stays home with the kids type of thing.
Well, yeah, definitely, because somebody got to raise the kids. So I mean, somebody got to raise them. It ain't gonna be me. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna raise my kids, but I plan on working more than she does. So I'd rather have her home with the kids than me be home with the kids. Mm-hmm. Like, if that makes sense. Like, I'd rather.
Okay. Alyssa, do you feel like, as a woman, since women have worked so hard in establishing themselves in this environment as equals with men, that if you got pregnant, you have to just give up your bag and give up your life and just stay at home and be a mom?
I don't think I would have to completely. I mean, of course for the first 2 years maybe, but I mean, I'm in school to get a degree. I'm definitely going to use that degree, you know. Mm-hmm. So once they're established and able to get a babysitter or someone that I trust, or family or whatever, and at a good age, then I plan to go back to work too. I can't. Even if I had a kid now, like, I can't be the one to sit home and all day and just sit on my ass and not make money.
Right. So when you guys get married, and let's say, Alyssa, you put all this work in to get this degree, you've established yourself as Alyssa so-and-so, and now you get married and you take on his name. Do you think that takes away from the progression and success that you've accomplished on your own?
No.
You don't think so? I asked that because a lot of women don't want to take, a lot of women that I know don't want to take that man's name because they feel like they're giving up a part of who they are.
No, I don't feel that at all.
If she doesn't take my name, we're not gonna work.
No, I don't feel that at all though. Like I understand like where some people say that, but I feel like it's kind of crazy at the same time.
The only way I see that if you had a very prestigious last name.
Yeah.
Because I hate to say it, but let's just be honest. We all hope to have our name be a legacy type name, just like Rockefeller something like that.
Yeah.
Like, if you had a last name like that, I wouldn't expect you to change it.
Right.
Like Kardashian.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said who?
Kardashian.
Yeah, like Kardashian. Like, they're gonna have that name. Like, that's their name. Their family has become, one of the biggest powerhouse names
all right, Keon,
out right now.
Say you married a Kardashian, would you take their name?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I would.
Hell
yeah, I would.
Yeah, Kardashian.
If my name was on, just think about it. Like, if you read my resume and you saw my last name was Kardashian, off rip, you're gonna call just to talk to me. Just to talk to me to see which Kardashian I am.
Yeah,
Where am I at in this Kardashian family tree?
So, but Kim took Kanye's last name for a minute.
Yeah.
No, I thought she kept her name.
No, it was Kim West.
Well, did she hyphenate it? Because I feel like she's still a Kardashian.
No, they're not together anymore.
Right.
But no, it was Kim West. She didn't hyphenate it.
That's funny. How do you guys feel about the whole Kanye West and Kim breakup?
Honestly,
do you think Kanye is doing too much?
Huh?
Do you think Kanye is doing the most?
The only reason I feel like this is a very vague situation is because the way that I grew up, and I wasn't there in 98 and 97 when I was conceived and everything went down. So I only know from what everybody told me, which everybody could be on complete bullshit. Let's just be honest. That's just how people are when they remember shit from a long time ago.
Right.
But like, all I know is my mom was all over the place, my dad was all over the place, and my other dad was all over the place. Like, that's just the way that they did things makes no sense to me. And I don't understand who to believe and who not to believe. It's very messy, but I'm glad things turned out the way it is, because that's where I am now with Alyssa.
Right.
But like, they could have handled things a lot better.
Right.
They definitely should have handled things a lot better than they did, but they didn't. And just like with this Kanye situation, we don't know what happened behind the scenes.
Yeah.
We don't know the real reason for their breakup. Like, it could be a lot of things,
right?
But like I said, we just don't know. We don't know too much information.
Are you a Kanye West fan?
Huh?
Are you a fan of Kanye?
I was a fan until Father Stretched My Hands.
What?
Whatever album had Ultra Light Beam on it, after that, I stopped listening to him.
Okay, Ultra Light Beams was fucking garbage, but the older Kanye West is legendary.
Oh no, definitely. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like
legend.
I listened to all that Kanye. I did. Yeah. I grew up like Watch the Throne was my jam growing up in middle school. Like I played that.
Yeah, like, Watch the Throne was a fucking classic.
Yeah.
But you know what's weird though, and this is probably why I love Kanye so much. He's kept it 100 the whole time. This nigga has been telling us since he came out, like, I'm fucked up. I'm egotistical. I feel this high of myself his whole career. He hasn't changed at all. I think people are just starting to see it differently now because he married a Kardashian and he's really fucking rich. But ever since he came out, he's been this same person.
And and I hate to say it, like, this is one of those situations where I feel like he picked the wrong person. I think that's where he messed up at. And I will just be honest, Kim Kardashian, her last name is Kardashian. She grew, a lot of her success and family comes from her father and the family of lawyers and all that.
Yeah.
But let's just be honest, the only reason we know her is because of Ray J sex tape. Let's be honest. That's why we know her.
Sex tape. I think that was before your guys' time, but I watched it a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we know them we know her because of that.
Yeah.
And Kanye married somebody like that. I don't know why.
Tell me you wouldn't marry Alyssa if she had a sex tape?
It depends how much money she got. It depends how much money she got, bro. It's up to like a certain dollar amount to where I'm like,
what if she didn't get no money?
I can't believe you did this without me. You are so great.
Like, this was way before you. She didn't get no money, but she fucked like some famous Justin Bieber type motherfucker.
Nah, I would have called her stupid. I'm like, why you ain't getting no money from this? Why did you do this? And now you just out here. Now you just out here on X videos. Like, come on. Who knows how many kids to see you? Like, damn.
Yeah, because I watched that Ray J and Kim Kardashian sex tape about 100 times in my life. It never gets old. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. But no, like, the whole Kanye West situation, I feel like we don't know enough information for me to truly give out a real
yeah, like, you can't say you hate Kanye.
I can't say real because like
piece of shit, because I mean, you don't know the whole story.
I can't say nothing because, like I said, this is what annoys me the most about this is that they're famous.
Yeah.
And it's out in the public.
Yeah.
And this is gonna affect their kids.
Yeah.
Like I don't care about Kanye or Kim Kardashian beefing. I'm caring about the way that their kids are gonna be seeing this and remembering this, and it's gonna be brought up forever.
Yeah, you know what's
like
weird?
there's not gonna be. I mean, like I said, it's just sad that this is happening in front of the kids.
What's weird to me is that like we're so focused on Kim and Kanye when we got like a whole war going on.
Right.
I feel like that's a distraction.
It is.
I feel like they're trying to distract us with that, and it's just like nobody care. Like I don't care. Like I don't. Like I mean, like I feel bad for the kids. Like I said, that's all I feel bad for. But for them, I mean, they're multi-billionaires, man. I don't care what kind of problems they got.
They did the same thing with Michael Jackson. Every time there was something going on in the world, Michael Jackson was touching some little boy's booty hole.
Yeah.
They was trying to make it a whole thing and take our minds away from what was going on with the government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all a distraction, and it's all just trying to pull us away from what's really fucking going on.
Yeah, that's I do feel that. I feel like it is a distraction. Because I just don't care. I don't care about Kanye or Kim. I don't, like I said, like I care about people who make less than $100,000 a year. Like I do. And if you make more than that, then go buy yourself a boat. Stop complaining. Sorry. Not saying that they don't have real problems, but you don't got real problems. You don't. I'm sorry.
All right, guys. We've been on here for a while. This was good. We gotta do this again.
Oh no, it definitely was. It's not bad. You gotta.
Was it as weird as you thought it was gonna be?
No, you didn't ask anything as weird as I thought you were going to.
She told me to prepare. Like, don't say nothing.
I didn't even ask no really hard questions.
I was like,
I know you went soft.
I did go soft, but we'll definitely do this again.
Oh, no, definitely.
Yeah,
I'm definitely interested.
This was just a tester. Definitely.
Huh?
I said this was a tester. I wanted to see how comfortable you guys would be next time. But also, y'all just so fucking cute. It ain't even really like nothing to fucking all in love and shit. Anyway,
have a Murray moment.
This was great, you guys, and I look forward to doing this shit again.
Yeah, let me know.
Definitely will, man.
All right.
All right.